അതെ അതെ ജോർദാനിലേക്ക് തന്നെയാണ് പോകുന്നത് പറഞ്ഞായിരുന്നു. എത്തിയപ്പോൾ വിളിച്ച് പറയുകയും ചെയ്ത് എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ടെന്നും പറഞ്ഞു. പിന്നെ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പിന്നെ വിളിക്കുന്ന 9-ാം തീയതി ആ സമയമൊന്നും എനിക്കറിയില്ല. എനിക്ക് വേണ്ടി പ്രാർത്ഥിക്കണമെന്ന് മാത്രം പറഞ്ഞുള്ളൂ, വേറെ ഒന്നും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല.
ഒന്നും ചോദിക്കാനും പറ്റിയില്ല, വേഗം
ഫോൺ കട്ട് ചെയ്തു.
So she was just explaining to us that he told her that he's going to Jordan on a visiting visa. Once they reached, he gave her a call, told everything was fine. On February 9th, they spoke, but it was a very short call. He asked her to pray for him. So she was like, why are you saying this? What happened? He said, nothing, just pray for me. That's all that was told to her. She said she didn't know that he was trying to enter Israel or nothing of that sort was told to her.
Good evening, you're watching Plate Speak with me, Poonam Burde. In India, cricket is more than just a game. It's an emotion that often divides. Some either don't care for it at all, and there are others who would put their life on pause for cricket. Irrespective of which side of that spectrum you're on, cricket is a subject that has come up in every Indian's life. Which is why today we saw fans, former cricketers, sports journalists, politicians across the board all unite to condemn Congress's Shama Mohammed for her comments on Rohit Sharma. The national spokesperson of the Grand Old Party took to social media to call India's skipper the most unimpressive Indian captain ever. She then compared him to several other greats of the Indian team. While she may be well within her rights to talk about Rohit Sharma's performance, but to call him fat, to call him mediocre, to call him unimpressive, was that uncalled for? Absolutely. And which is why she had to delete her tweet. But even if after that deletion, the furor only escalated through the day. Her party was quick to distance themselves from this stance. They said it was her personal opinion and not that of the party. But the BJP is not letting the Congress forget about this gaffe anytime soon. So has this googly from Shama Mohammed then left the Congress party completely stumped? Before we open that up to our guests here on this edition, let's get you some context. Well, this is not the first time when Congress has targeted high-profile figures, celebrities or prominent personalities. After controversy with actor Preeti Zinta over the loan issue, now Rohit Sharma and the comments by Shama Mohammed have added fuel to the fire. The Kerala Congress unit came under fire for targeting Preeti Zinta not too long ago. They accused her of having a loan written off. Preeti Zinta then swiftly responded, claiming that the loan in question had indeed been paid off, refuted all allegations that were made by the Congress party. The Kerala Congress then demanded proof of that repayment, further fueling that controversy. But they eventually came out and said that, well, if we stand corrected, then we apologize. But good that Preeti Zinta came out and cleared the air. Now today, Shama Mohammed faced massive backlash after she made disparaging remarks against Rohit Sharma, called him fat for a sportsman. She said he was a mediocre player who got lucky to be the captain of the Indian cricket team. Now, after that furor, the Congress party quickly distanced itself from her remarks, urging Shama to delete that post, also going on to say that we ask our leaders, our workers to ensure that there is some restraint in the kind of comments that are made against certain people, against certain prominent personalities and sportspersons of the country. The BCCI, which is the cricketing body in India, they also slammed Shama Mohammed for her remarks, defending Rohit Sharma and the integrity of the entire Indian cricket team. The BCCI emphasized that these remarks targeting Rohit Sharma were unfortunate. They pointed out that the comments came from someone holding a responsible position. Shama Mohammed is no ordinary leader or worker of the Congress party. She's a national spokesperson, which means she is the face of the party. She represents what the party believes, implying that Shama Mohammed's remarks carried more weight due to her public role and wasn't just a personal remark that can be forgotten. The timing of the remarks is also very important. It comes right before an important match, which is the semi-finals against Australia tomorrow. The BCCI views this as a distraction when the team should be focused on performing its best. The BCCI expressed concern that such comments could have a negative and demoralizing effect on the team at this critical juncture in the Champions Trophy, particularly when they're aiming for the semi-final in a major tournament. With the Congress spokesperson calling India's World Cup winning captain fat on social media, many pointed out what his achievements were that she completely glossed over or neglected. These are the statistics that speak volumes about Rohit Sharma's extraordinary achievements, and this was highlighted by many fans and experts, which is why Shama Mohammed should apologize, a chorus that grew very quickly. With 4,231 runs, Rohit Sharma holds the record for most runs in T20 cricket. His consistency in that format is unmatched, many would say. Scoring 177 on his test debut is no small feat. It is a clear indicator of his ability to perform, especially in high-pressure situations. 636 sixes across formats. That's what the record of Rohit Sharma is. He has established himself as one of the most destructive hitters in the world cricket, which earned him the nickname Hitman Sharma. His leadership is not just about runs. He's been the captain across forms for years together now. He's also contributed with his fielding. 62 catches as a T20 captain. Rohit Sharma also holds the record for most hundreds in T20 cricket with 5 centuries to his name. His ability to perform in an ODI series is also highlighted by his record of 500s in a single series. Scoring 186 runs purely from 4s and 6s in an ODI innings further emphasizes his style of batting, that it's not just about looking a certain type or having a certain body type. Rohit is also among the fastest to reach 3,500 runs in ODI cricket, underscoring his efficiency and consistency. Clearly, these numbers are testament to his consistent performance across formats, and they certainly paint a picture that's far, far different than what Shama Mohammad claims. This is not mediocre by any stretch of imagination. So even as we see Shama Mohammad take back her tweet as the Congress distance itself, has that put the grand old party on a sticky wicket? That's what we ask on Plain Speak tonight.
Put in a statement because I found him, I have the right, it's a democracy. What is wrong in saying?
उसको ना टीम में जगह मिलना चाहिए ना अधिनायक रहना चाहिए. वो जो कांग्रेस की लीडर बोली है ठीक बोला है.
Here is a party whose captain Rahul Gandhi has given them 90 ducks, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 6 times in Delhi. We have seen the performance and track record of their own captain, that 90 elections have been lost by them under his captaincy.
Before we open this up to our panelists to join us on Plain Speak, we also want to invite our viewers to call in. Is insult of a champ, of a hero like Rohit Sharma, can that be justified in the name of free speech? Because that's exactly what Shama Mohammad said, that it's democracy and I aired my personal opinion. But does that cut any ice? That's what we want to ask you. The numbers are flashing on your screens. Do call in, do share your view, do share your perspective about what you feel of the comments that Shama Mohammad made. Joining me on this edition of Plain Speak, Shazia Almi, national spokesperson of the BJP, Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson of the Congress, and sports journalist Vedam Jaishankar is with us as well. But Pooja Tripathi, let me begin by asking you. The Congress has distanced itself from Shama Mohammad, but she has time and again after that come out and said that, well, it was my personal opinion. Isn't this democracy? What's wrong in what I said? What kind of messaging do you think that sends?
I think as a Congress spokesperson, let me make it very clear, Poonam, that party does not stand with the absolutely unparliamentary, uncouth and uncalled for statement made against sporting icon. Rohit Sharma is not just captain of Indian cricket team, he is a sporting icon, and 140 million Indians are proud of his achievements and proud of the team. We stand by the team. And as has been said by the chairman of Media and Publicity Department, she has been asked to delete the tweet and has been asked to refrain from airing other.
But she's not restraining. That's exactly what I'm asking you. So the party may have asked her to delete that tweet, but she has multiple times after that gone on to talk to media channels and say that it was my personal opinion. This is democracy. She also retweeted a TMC member who said exactly the same thing. So there is no restraint coming in from Mr. Shama Mohammad.
Let me assure you, this behavior must have come across to party's high command too. She's a national spokesperson, and the party would take any action because the correct way was to apologize. She may have said in a fit of her fitness rage or something like that, but that does not come across as a as a statement that should have been made in the first place. I think we don't stand by Shama Muhammad, and we are there for our sporting heroes, and no one, neither me, neither Shama, nor anybody has the right to insult, body shame. Body shame is so passe, so last century, or call out any of our sporting heroes, that too in the middle of a tournament when they have been fighting vehemently and they are bringing us glory and home. And even if they were not bringing glory, nobody has a right to bring them down like this. And I think we don't stand by Shama's company.
Shazia Almi, is that enough to placate the BJP and everybody else who is rightfully so extremely outraged at what has happened? The Congress says, well, we've told her to delete her tweet. We've asked her to show restraint. So we don't know why questions are being asked of the Congress party anymore.
Yes, my problem is with this mentality, with the way a national spokesperson of a party thinks and looks at things, and the perspective and the prism which she sees, which is a point of view. And that is so emblematic of how the party thinks. And look at the shallowness of the thought, that you are looking at somebody's body type, you're body shaming one of our heroes, a captain, somebody who's regarded as one of the greatest opening batters. And instead of looking at all of this, then basic research, and anybody will tell you that, because as cricket is like a religion in our country. Imagine most runs in T20 internationals, most sixes in international cricket, most double centuries in one-day internationals, most centuries at Cricket World Cup 7, and joined most hundreds in 2020 internationals. And what is Madam looking at? He is overweight. He could do with shedding weight. I mean, please talk about the weight in your brain or the lack of it before you make such comments and bring down the morale of your own team, of your own country, and of a great player. Why should we be looking at that? I am shocked. And when you look at cricketing skills, sporting skills, it's a culmination of many factors. It is not adhering to a type. And just the way she looks at things, and not just she says it, she writes about it, and of course she is brazen about it, but it's backed by people in TMC. I mean, are we going to do this? Is this how we're going to judge our captains, our heroes, our stars? And he's strong, this is his strength. Is there one way to look at things? Which is exactly what's happening in the Congress party. This is how they view the captain. How much he walks, what clothes he wears, how well dressed is he, how
and the
smart
timing
he
of
is.
it all, it couldn't have been worse. We won a match yesterday when she made that comment. We have another match in another 24 hours.
Absolutely.
And it's one thing to raise questions about
Absolutely.
certain
It's
form
shocking.
or performance of a particular cricketer, and those are questions, Vedam Jaishankar, that have been raised on multiple occasions. But to call someone mediocre, lucky to be a captain, to say he's fat. I mean, cricket and what you do on field, Vedam Jaishankar, is far more than what your body type is about. It's about skill, it's about your timing. It's a lot more than having that sort of chiseled body like you would see perhaps in a Virat Kohli.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. See, sledging is part of the game, okay? But I've never heard of being sledged by your own teammates. I would consider Shama Mohammed to be part of the Indian contingent, part of the Indian team. If she is going to sledge our team, I mean, the Australians are masters of sledging. Can you imagine what's going to happen tomorrow if they get a word like fat? They're going to hound him. Even as he walks into the ground, they're not going to call him Rohit. They're going to call him fat all the time. I'm reminded of another incident which happened when Inzamam Haq was playing, and the Indian spectators started calling him Alu. In no time, that word spread around, and everywhere he went and played, in the stands he used to chant Alu, Alu, Alu. It reached such a bad crescendo that once he walked into the stands to fight with the spectator, it had got into his mind. You need to be in a good place when you want to play a good, tough international match. You can't be mentally all the time worrying about something else, extraneous factors. That is the very idea of sledging. And you have gone and given a tool willingly to the opposition. And what is going to happen? The Australians always believe that if you go after the captain, that is the head, the rest of it will fall. And this is what you have gone and given on a platter. She may be talking about democracy, but even in democracy, there are rules. There are model code of conducts during elections. This is like an election for a match. You better behave yourself during a match. If at all, if you don't want to support your team, just sit at home and keep quiet. Why are you going and harming your opponents with this? I think this is the stupidest thing she has done. And I have no idea why anybody makes personal comments unless, there is some other personal grudge behind it. I don't want to speculate on that. But it would be stupid that if you're getting a personal grudge and airing it out in public, so that tomorrow...
Absolutely, and it's interesting that she talks about democracy because her party didn't believe in that. She said it's democracy and I said it, but the party asked her to take down the tweet. So that's another predicament for the Congress party. But before I get in, Pooja Tripathi again, we have some of our viewers calling in as well because the outrage is pouring across. It's on social media, it's everywhere else. Fans of cricket, not just here in India, but everywhere in the world, are extremely passionate about these kind of things, or about these kind of comments that are made against their cricketing icons. Kumar Shankar calling in from Hyderabad is our first viewer. Kumar Shankar, do you think that it's taking too far saying this is democracy and free speech and say whatever you feel like?
I'm Umar Shankar. Good evening.
Umar Shankar, go ahead.
Yeah. This is unexpected from party leader from Congress. Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this is unexpected. And this is, political people do that. They can do anything and, in the name of democracy, they get away.
But there has to be
thoroughly punished.
There has to be a line that has to be drawn, and there's more than just pulling up privately by the Congress party that needs to be done. But Umar Shankar, thank you so much for calling in. Jai Kishan from Bengaluru is with us on this broadcast as well. Yes, Jai Kishan, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. I expect her to continue sledging Rohit because I expect Rohit to hit a ball straight away into his mouth, into her mouth. Is she dare enough to come a Muslim player like this? There are so many Muslim players who are fatter than Rohit.
I don't think it's about religion so much, sir. So let's not try and get
it
that
is about
in.
Religion. I will tell you.
Sure, but irrespective of which cricketer from what religion is being spoken of, while a tournament is on, and Rohit Sharma being Rohit Sharma, to make comments like this is uncalled for, irrespective of what his background is. But thank you so much for calling in. Anand from Vidarbha in Maharashtra also calling in. Yes, Anand.
Yeah, ma'am, I just want to say that it's very unfortunate to call Rohit Sharma fat or body shaming him. But to a lighter note, I will say that she is expressing her frustration of her captain, party's captain, on Rohit Sharma. That's all, ma'am.
Thank you so much for calling in. Venkatesh from Bengaluru is with us as well. Venkatesh, do you think the least Shama Mohammad can do or the party can do is apologize?
Good afternoon, madam. Rohit Sharma is not an individual. He is the captain of Indian cricket team representing nation, India as a nation. This lady should apologize to the nation for commenting on the body of the Rohit Sharma, who is a national cricketer, international standard cricketer. What does she know about Rohit Sharma, who has scored highest runs in one international cricket matches? And he has scored so many centuries for the nation. He is a great patriot and he is placed for the nation. What is her contribution to the nation? I have only one question to her. Can you have minimum knowledge of cricket? Without knowledge of cricket, how come you comment on Indian national cricket team captain? So she has to apologize immediately.
Apology is the least perhaps that can come to the fore from Shama Mohammad, but that's not what is coming in. But thank you so much for calling in. Jaya from Mumbai is with us as well. Yes, Jaya. Go ahead.
This is the most outrageous and most uncalled for and unwarranted remark by a political person. I think you all will agree if I say she's a non-entity in the party. She's a nitwit to have exposed herself. So I would like to take the help of a saying, it's better to be thought a fool rather than to talk and prove it. And she's proved it. She wants to be in the limelight by making such nonsensical statements. And talking of Rohit Sharma, he has captained the team. They have won. The team's performance is because of the captain's caliber. Do you know that? And he has won so many laurels and reached that position. The BCCI has selected him, knowing that he will lead the country. Now we have semis and the finals, and we are waiting for the Champions Trophy to be back home. She talks from an ivory tower. Let her enter the cricketing arena and prove what she is. Does she have any idea of what it is? It is a moment of triumph for all the Indians, and understandably so. It is a religion for a country, and we are waiting to get the Champions Trophy back. And is
Absolutely, like I said, the timing couldn't have been worse at all. But yeah, thank you so much for calling in. Ashok from Bengaluru, another viewer of ours, is also with us on this broadcast. Ashok, do you think the party should ask Shama Mohammed to apologize, because she clearly is not willing to do so?
She should not just apologize. She should be sacked from the party, and definitely as a national spokesperson. Is she a votary of Pakistan that she is talking against an Indian captain, especially just before a semi-final? If she is a Pakistani, let her go to Pakistan, no problem. She can't be an Indian and talking against Indian captain. No way. It's infuriating that we are all sitting and supporting our Indian team, irrespective of their religion, irrespective of the region. I am a Mumbaiker, though I am now in Bangalore. I know Rohit, I have met him. And she is talking rubbish like a Pakistani. She should be immediately sacked from Congress. And definitely, if Congress is an Indian party, she should be sacked and she should be removed as a national spokesperson. Let her be a national spokesperson of Pakistan People's Party.
And there has to be a precedent that is set, an example that is set as well. But Ashok, thank you so much for calling in. Vedant Shankar, I want to get you in on that. You know, this kind of commentary.
I just want to say something small.
Yes, go ahead, Shazia.
I really want to say this. I can't wait to say this. Please allow me to say this. I want to say this to Rohit Sharma from all of us, every Indian out there, that you rock. You're OG. Do not go and do not even pay heed to any of this nonsense, because the country stands with you. Down with these people, with their shallowness, with their weightlessness in the upper level, so to speak. And we are all with Rohit Sharma, and he's in great form and he rocks, and we stand by him. So
and
I
that's
want
what the
everybody
BCCI has
to
also
say
made
this.
very clear. Vedant Shankar, like I was saying, it's cricket is more than just about what your body type is or what your body looks like or what your athleticism is about. It's a lot more than that, and he is perfect example of that, isn't it? We had the strength and conditioning coach of who's worked with the BCCI not too long ago come out and say exactly that many people compare him to a Virat Kohli. But you can't compare body types. They're two very different players, and they've done very well in their own respect.
It's not just that. For every sport or every profession, there is certain acceptable levels of fitness. Now, how do they test a cricketer's acceptable level of fitness? For the international cricketer, they have the yo-yo test. Now, somebody like Rohit Sharma has passed the yo-yo test.
Correct.
Which means for the job that he is supposed to do, he's got that fitness. Nobody is asking him to bowl fast. He doesn't bowl 20 overs of speed. He's a batsman who's going out there and batting. So he needs to be at the top of his mental capacity. His temperament needs to be ideal. And he needs to go out there and show the way batting has to be done at the top, which is exactly what he's done. He's changed the mindset of the entire Indian contingent. He's going out there, flaying the bowling, throwing his bat around. He doesn't mind if he gets out. So that's the right approach. That's what was required. And for that, for somebody to tell that he is an uninspiring captain, these are exact words I think she used.
Unimpressive.
That he is
uninspiring. Mediocre player, lucky to be the captain, and unimpressive as unimpressive Indian captain ever was the words that were used.
Which really means it's personal. She doesn't understand the sport. If she'd understood the sport or understood cricket, especially at the international level, she would not have made that kind of choice of words. Especially when you just won the World
T20 Sir, I disagree. Most of us are lay people. You don't have to understand sports. This is basic decency. I'm not an expert.
No.
Most people
I'm not talking about that.
Say this. You know what I mean? Say it's just not acceptable.
Sure. Absolutely. This kind of language, irrespective of whether you understand the sport or not, is not acceptable. I mean, to call someone fat
when
is...
When you win the World T20 Championship, you have the wherewithal, you have the capacity,
Absolutely.
You're good enough. So you can't go and say that, he's not the right captain.
Or that he's
Which
lucky
is
to be a
not
captain.
background.
I mean, he's proven his worth on multiple occasions, and that's for everyone to see. So, Pooja Tripathi, before I end this, I want to ask you just this: would the Congress ask Shama Mohammed to apologize at the very least?
Let me tell you, Poonam, I've repeated that earlier too, that party has taken note of her rigid stand, and nowhere party stands with her. And we as a political party are very proud of Rohit Sharma's achievements. It's not about him bringing World Cup or not. As I said, I understand the anger and frustration of your callers. The people here in India, cricket is a religion and it's a passion, and the whole country comes to a standstill when a cricket team plays. And he rightly said that Rohit Sharma is not an individual. He represents India when he goes into that field, and massive respect and no damn person has a right to make comment on his fat or on his body type or or on his track record. Rohit Sharma is not there to prove to anyone, and as a political party, Indian National Congress stands behind our sporting icons. The whole
But
of
will
Indian
there
cricket
be a
team, the whole
public
of-
rebuke, ma'am? That was my question, plain and simple.
Yes, I am sure the party has taken her stand of taking the garb of democracy and making this unparliamentary comment, and I'm sure party will definitely take this into account.
Well, we'll hold you and the party to that, but unfortunately, I'm completely out of time. I thank you all for joining us here on this edition of Plain Speak, and for our viewers who've called in as this controversy only spirals out of control. And this happens ahead of the semi-finals that India faces Australia in tomorrow. That's something that we'll watch out for as well. But for now, it's time for a quick break here on this edition of Plain Speak. On the other side, we'll get you the heated debate that's taking place in southern India, a fight that MK Stalin is leading over delimitation exercise against the centre. He's added a new twist now. He wants young couples in Tamil Nadu to have more kids and have them quickly. Is that argument valid though? We'll try and find out.
जीरा से प्याज
The first priority of this government, of any government, first, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. Second, we agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. Fourth, we will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace. The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing. And today I'm announcing a new deal which allows Ukraine to use £1.6 billion of UK export finance to buy more than 5,000 air defence missiles, which will be made in Belfast, creating jobs in our brilliant defence sector. This will be vital for protecting critical infrastructure now and strengthen Ukraine in securing the peace when it comes. We are at a crossroads in history today. This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace. Nobody wanted to see what happened last Friday, but I do not accept that the US is an unreliable ally. The US has been a reliable ally to the UK for many, many decades and continues to be. Thank you all very much indeed. Thank you.
Wszyscy też są przekonani, że Europa musi wziąć na siebie coraz więcej odpowiedzialności i zacząć dźwigać te ciężary związane z budową przemysłu zbrojeniowego, zwiększonej pomocy dla Ukrainy w czasie wojny, większych wydatków w ramach NATO na swoje budżety obronne.
Dopodiché abbiamo avuto una ampia, franca discussione appunto su come garantire questo obiettivo comune, su come favorire appunto anzi su come evitare che ci siano delle divisioni all'interno dell'Alleanza Atlantica, dell'Occidente, e mi pare che su questo ci siano ampie convergenze. Ci sono varie proposte sul tavolo, penso che chiunque mette sul tavolo una proposta faccia in questo momento una cosa utile. Poi ci possono essere perplessità su alcune proposte che vengono avanzate, però insomma c'è la volontà di dare tutti una mano e questo mi pare molto molto importante in questa fase. Ecco, cioè alla fine l'unica cosa che davvero noi non possiamo permetterci è una pace che non rimane, e questo non se lo può permettere l'Ucraina, non se lo può permettere l'Europa, non se lo possono permettere gli Stati Uniti. Per cui bisogna essere molto attenti a quello che noi mettiamo, diciamo, sul tavolo in termini di rispondere a questa domanda. Può accadere che questa pace venga violata, perché purtroppo abbiamo visto come delle volte quello che delle volte è accaduto in passato, no?
We really have to step up massive the defense expenditure, and for that we need a clear, big plan from the European Union for the member states, and of course for common European domains, like for example advanced air shields. We need a common European approach, but also the member states need more fiscal space to do a surge in defense. We all have understood that after a long time of underinvestment, it is now of utmost importance to step up the defense investment for a prolonged period of time.
Wichtig ist, dass hier alle noch einmal deutlich
Thank you for staying with us. You're on Plain Speak. India will soon see a redrawing of parliamentary constituencies based on its population. It's called the delimitation exercise. We don't know when it will happen exactly, but it's in the offing. That is the latest flashpoint now between southern Indian states and the BJP-led centre, and leading the charge in this fight is Tamil Nadu and its Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. Today he added a fresh twist. He urged newlywed couples in the state to plan a family immediately so that the state gets an advantage when the delimitation exercise is held, because it's going to be held on the population ratio. The Chief Minister's unusual appeal to have children immediately comes at a time when there are political discussions that are taking place around delimitation. In fact, the Chief Minister is also holding an all-party meeting in 2 days from now to decide on how to tackle this issue. He said that delimitation can be implemented using population census, but the census so far has to be conducted. We don't know when that's going to happen yet. He urged couples from Tamil Nadu to have babies immediately after marriage. He even said that initially we used to give our couples advice that they should take their time and plan their family, but now perhaps the need has come and the time has come to have kids sooner. This is a bid to counter delimitation, he said. He also linked his concern to the possibility of delimitation being implemented based on census figures. He added that this population-based exercise could affect Tamil Nadu's parliamentary seats and that it would crush their voice in parliament if the North Indian states got a higher say. The concerns raised by these southern states regarding population-based delimitation process reflect a broader sense of apprehension as far as this political shift is concerned. They believe that not only will they lose out, but they'll lose out on power and influence at the national level as well. That political parties like the DMK that are restricted to the state level in many ways will be at a disadvantage. Here's why that exercise is making many parties and many states down south wary. They have seen a decline in fertility rates and population growth compared to the northern states. They are worried that this could lead in a reduction of their share in Lok Sabha. Now, since population growth is a key factor, they believe that because they have kept the population in check all these years, this is the punishment for them. The worry is that southern states, which currently account for about 24% of total Lok Sabha seats, may see their share drop to 19%. Now again, all of this is conjecture. There is no real data to base this on at the moment because a census has not been conducted. A reduced share in the Lok Sabha would directly impact southern states' influence on legislation making, on national policies, and with fewer states, these states might struggle to voice their concerns. It may be overshadowed by states with larger populations. The one comparison that all southern states are making is that with Uttar Pradesh. Southern states where regional parties have a significant presence fear that their representation could also drop, and that would then tilt the power balance in favor of national parties like the BJP that are stronger in the heartland or in the northern part of the country. With a reduced share in national politics, southern states and parties down south worry that these national politics and national policies will become more Hindi-centric, that they'll lose out their voice quite literally and their language. They have their own regional languages, their own cultural identities to think about, and they feel threatened on that account as well. So as this delimitation debate spirals out of control, and it's only going to escalate as we see that all-party meeting on the 5th of this month, and as the Chief Minister now bats for more kids to have had sooner, is this link and is this argument really valid? That's what we ask our guest tonight.
ஆனால் நாம் குடும்ப கட்டுப்பாட்டில் கவனம் செலுத்தி அதில் வெற்றி கண்டோம். அதனால் இந்த நிலை நமக்கு ஏற்பட்டிருக்கிறது.
You are trying to link this with delimitation means whatever the credit you want to take will go. So we maintain that the population ratio has to be maintained.
Union government is not transparent and honest to tell the people. This is why we are going for delimitation.
Let's open this up. Narayan Tirupati, Vice President of Tamil Nadu BJP is with us. Political analyst Pularao, who backs the DMK, is with us as well. Anwar Pasha, spokesperson of the RJD, and political analyst Kailash Adhikari is with me. Pularao, let me begin by asking you, is this all just paranoia at the moment? There is no census. We don't know when that delimitation exercise will take place. Well, I believe we've lost that line with Pularao. We'll try and reconnect there. But Narayan Tirupati, we have an all-party meeting that Mr. Stalin has called on the 5th. The BJP has refused to be a part of this. Is this, do you think, fear-mongering or paranoia that's being spread by the DMK led several other parties within the southern part of the country? Because we don't know when the census is going to take place. We don't know what comes out of that census or when this delimitation exercise is going to happen, if it's going to happen in the near future at all.
See, this is totally, stupidity to the core. Why should the government call for an all-party meet for this issue when everything is very clear? It was Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the leader of the India Alliance, who said, "Jitni Adabi, utna hak, proportionate the population, the rights to proportionate to population." So actually, Rahul Gandhi should have been questioned by Mr. Stalin and not BJP. This is what we are saying. On that day itself, Prime Minister Modi had made it very clear that we will not allow this thing to happen for South. The South will be losing 100 seats if this happens. So it is the India Alliance which had unnecessarily, unwantedly making people confused. And again, Mr. Stalin is doing this. See, this exercise, what they are doing is very clearly to suppress the fact there is a deteriorating law and order in Tamil Nadu, crime against women, crime against children, girl children, and particularly and over and above everything, the economy of the state is in a very big disaster because the debt is increasing. So a lot of questions are being put before Mr. Stalin. So in order to, instigate the people, he is trying to instigate the sentiments of the Tamil Nadu people, and that is what he is doing. So I don't think this is needed now. It is a waste of time. It is unwanted and unnecessary. That's what we say.
But Narayan Tirupati, it's one of the things that Mr. M.K. Stalin has said, that you should have more kids. Now that's, and have kids sooner, so that this population imbalance is sort of balanced out.
No,
but now this is...
that shows, I'm really sorry to say that shows his immaturity. See, maximum in another 1 or 2 years, the census will be there. And he says that immediately we have to, how it is possible? The population of Tamil Nadu is 8 crores. Population of UP is 24 crores. So you compare Tamil Nadu and UP. How do you expect Tamil Nadu people to deliver 16 crores children in 1 or 2 years? What is this? That's what I'm saying. They are talking not only irresponsibly, they are not talking with sense at all. This is the problem.
But Kailash Adhikari, as far as this statement of Mr. Stalin is concerned, it may seem nonsensical, but one of BJP's allies have also said it in the past. Chandrababu Naidu has also advocated for more kids as far as Tamil Nadu, as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned, because he too was talking about this population imbalance and lack of representation that the southern states might have. So it is a concern that comes from southern states, not necessarily from the opposition side.
Firstly, it is very important that we understand and that all the opposition parties also understand that the process of delimitation is basically guided by specific constitutional provisions. Article 82 and Article 170 are there to particularly guide delimitation. So it is not something that the government is trying to bring it out of the blue. There are constitutional provisions under Article 82 and 170 which guide delimitation, firstly. Now, secondly, I wouldn't expect that without having any thought about that what ultimately consequences it will have in your bid to have your political gamut and some amount of seats which you don't even know which will happen or not, you are passing such a reckless statement. It shows that the opposition is thinking in such a poor light. I mean, one has to be responsible in saying so. Any population explosion, are you able to handle that? Is your state able to handle that? Will your state finances be able to cater to their requirements? Have you thought about it as a leader before making such reckless statements?
But that's what I asked Kailash Adhikari when Chandrababu Naidu made that same statement not too long ago, in October of last year, if I'm not mistaken. Was he being reckless too? Because it clearly is a southern state worry, not necessarily an opposition party worry.
See, firstly, even the Honorable Home Minister of this country has said that not even an inch of bad representation or underrepresentation any state will have. When the Home Minister of this country is saying with such authority and responsibility, we must all abide by it, and we must all also understand the gravity that the government is not doing it under its own malice intention. If any Chief Minister has said such a statement, then naturally it requires a certain thought. And if Mr. Stalin is there in a public gathering where a wedding was taking place, then such kind of statements do not throw in a good light.
Mr. Anwar Pasha, this fight against delimitation also is that the North will get higher representation than the South. That's the problem that Mr. Stalin has. That's the problem that a lot of other parties in the South have. Now, you all are a part of the India bloc. Is this something that you're okay with? That southern parties like the DMK saying that why should the North get more representation?
Yeah, I think the concern expressed by the Tamil Nadu CM, M.K. Stalin, it's a genuine concern. And the central parties, all the parties, national parties should think over it seriously. It is not a small thing. It's a very big thing. It involves the unity of the nation. And we believe in unity in diversity. So we have to take into account all these factors. This is the fact that the delimitation takes place on the basis of the population census. And the recent population census is the benchmark. That depends on that. So it is a fact that the population in northern states are high. The population of northern states are growing. Is this not a fact? It is a fact that the population of North India is more, and it is growing very rapidly. And in the comparison of North Indian states, the southern states' population is going down because of the successfully implementation of the family planning scheme by the states. It is a fact. So are we going to punish them for the successful implementation of the family planning scheme? Are we going to punish them? And this is not the question of just Tamil Nadu. We all know. All the southern states have the same concern. They have been raising their voice about it. And as far as this population is concerned, I think we have to think about it, that if delimitation takes place, the southern states are going to lose. I'll give you some few data. Karnataka is going to lose from 28 to 26. The 2 seats they will lose. Then Andhra Pradesh, 42 to 34. They'll be losing almost, I think, 8 seats they are going to lose. Then Kerala, it will come down from 20 to 12. It will come down. Heavily, it is going to lose.
But Mr. Pasha, isn't all of this just conjecture? Where is this data coming from? There is no census for the last 10 years. And more. Where is this data coming from?
This is the failure of the central government, which has not conducted the census. Why it has not been conducted? And
Sure. Now that's one question to ask. But if there is no data to base your findings on, it's just conjecture, isn't it? How do we know that Tamil Nadu will be losing X number of seats, Karnataka will be losing Y number of seats?
I told you the basis of the delimitation is always the population census. And it will be, I think, whenever it takes place, delimitation, some benchmark will be there. We'll have some census report accordingly that the delimitation will take place. So in southern states, they have this apprehension that because their population is going down, and if the census, this population census is taken into account, and that has to be taken into account, that is the only basis. So they are going to lose it. So their apprehension is not, I think, that is not I think it has no meaning at all. It has a meaning. They are very
Mr.
serious
Pasha,
about
then,
it.
sure. So then, Mr. Pasha, let me ask you this. When a Bihar is considered and Uttar Pradesh is considered, and I speak about Bihar because it's a state that goes to elections next year, you come from a party that's from Bihar, which is why I want to ask you this. If what Tamil Nadu gains at Bihar's expense, because there can't be parity. If these numbers that are being quoted based on population census, which we don't have, but let's make an assumption. If we base it on that, the number of Lok Sabha members of parliament that will increase, we don't have the capacity for that. So there has to be some sort of compromise, so to say, to come to. So then are you coming in from Bihar okay to say that let Tamil Nadu, my ally state, gain from Bihar?
Our party believes in justice. There has to be a just formula for the delimitation. The central government must evolve a justified formula for this. Our party wants it. We do not want to punish any state or favor any state, or no state should gain or no state should lose. All the states should get justice. This is our main concern. Our party stand is this. This is not matter that Bihar is going to gain, so I should be happy, and South is going to lose, so I should celebrate it. This is not that kind of thing. This is the question of the national integrity, and we have to satisfy all the states. Be it South, be it North, be it East, be it West. So we have to.
Villa that satisfies everyone?
Yeah, why not? We have to evolve some kind of formula.
Sure, Narayan Tirupati, is the centre looking at that then? Is there going to be a formula that pleases everyone?
See, first of all, this controversy came from their alliance, India alliance. Nobody said that it will be based on population, but Rahul Gandhi. Why Mr. Anwar Pasha has not questioned Rahul Gandhi? Why Mr. Stalin has questioned Mr. Rahul Gandhi? The Prime Minister as well as the Home Minister, rightly pointed by Adhikari, rightly, very clearly said it will be on pro rata basis. What is pro rata basis? Whatever it is proportionate to the seats what we have now will be continued during the next increase in the seats. That is called a pro rata basis. Then what is your problem? Nobody decides. Who decides this? We have a lot of committees. The election commission has to come. So many processes there. Now, what is the need for raking this up now? Because Mr. Stalin failed in this language issue, NEP, because the people of Tamil Nadu were against Mr. Stalin. So, in order, and he is keeping quiet for what Rahul Gandhi said. We have been asking this question. Jitni Adabi, what is that?
Jitni Abadi, Utna Haq. That's a comment that Rahul Gandhi had made. So, Pularao, I believe, is now with us. Pularao, I believe, is now with us on this broadcast. And the Congress is the DMK's ally, both of which are a part of the India bloc. There is no data yet as far as the census goes. There is no basis of how this delimitation exercise is going to be just yet. There are just discussions at the moment. So then to give advice to young couples to have more kids, to have them sooner, what kind of advice is this? Is this actually valid, Pularao?
Well, let me tell you, very valid. I heard Mr. Tirupati is a senior person and I don't want to belittle his views. But let me ask you, if Stalin says something that the BJP said nationally, immediately there should be a Pavlovian response. Let me tell Mr. Tirupati, Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry have 40 seats. What did Mr. Amit Shah say? I believe Mr. Amit Shah, a very senior minister, has blundered by saying pro rata. What does pro rata mean? The population. What is Stalin saying? They're going to do it by population. So he has confirmed, number one. Number two, you know this country, 1976, Was Indira Gandhi a foolish lady? She brought 42nd Amendment and froze all the seats. Okay, then come to Vajpayee. Vajpayee is a foolish man. He has no wisdom. He has nothing. Why did he introduce the 84th Amendment and stop this? Tell me. Why did he stop it? The country cannot take these big ideas. The country is 145 crore people. The country is settling down. The Northeast has settled down. Everything is settling down. Things are moving. This big idea of 700 MPs, what is this? And yes, the Prime Minister has nicely said some time ago that don't get rattled, it won't be like this. But it would be better if he comes forward and says, we'll do it slowly, don't worry about it. Because this is what democracy is about.
But the government hasn't come out, Pularao, and said that we're doing the delimitation exercise this year or next month or next year at all.
Well, there are signs. And in a democracy, Mr. Stalin or who is this, Mr. Amit Shah, everybody has a right to talk what they want in a polite way within the constitutional framework. Now, for example, you must have delimitation. You must have census rather, then delimitation. And then decide the women's seats, other things. There is talk. New parliament building has 700 seats. What for? All kinds of things are going on. It is time. I only want to point out that what Mr. Amit Shah has said, pro rata means according to the population. And now for example, if you would ask me, what are you talking? They're bigger states, they've got bigger population. Don't you think they should have more representation? Yes, but not by 25%. Now UP has 80 seats. Andhra and Telangana 42, Tamil Nadu has 40, including Pondicherry. If UP gets 20% increase, it goes up on a base of 80. And we are divided by states have been formed on the linguistic basis. They were not formed like Africa was formed by the British on straight lines. They divided it with a ruler. Had they done that, I have no problem. We are divided on a linguistic basis. So you have to be sensitive. I am not saying that BJP is doing something bad or DMK is doing something right. No, I'm saying you have to be sensitive. This is a sensitive country. 145 crores. And you have to handle it in a way in which everybody feels their voice is heard and to convince them. I don't have to go far. In August last year, suddenly they introduced the farm laws. They had to withdraw it. Why do this? Why? It's a very, very big thing. California, 70 million people, 2 senators. Vermont in USA, 100,000 people. That is part of the deal, that we have equal voice. Otherwise, they'll be very, very
But isn't it the same argument? And that's what I want to come to, that you have representation based on the population. So if you say that because our population is less and we've managed to keep our population in control, that's what Mr. Stalin had said, that you're punishing us, then aren't you doing exactly that to the North Indian states where the population is higher? Why should they not get equal representation then?
Okay, one small thing. My friend Mr. Tirupati can tell me how many people from Orissa are working in Tamil Nadu. I was told 15 lakhs. Bengali is 15 lakhs. Kerala, I'm told, at 20 lakhs. The population is mobile in India. They're moving all around. And those voters still are voting in Orissa. They're living in Tamil Nadu. They're voting, for myself, that lakhs of people in Kerala, and I may be corrected by my friends here. They're voting. They have a vote there. They vote neither here nor there. There is time. All I'm saying is in a few years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, population will stabilize. Those who have gone to Tamil Nadu may settle there. There's nothing great.
More reason why perhaps we should not indulge in the kind of commentary that we've seen over the last few days. But Narayan Tirupati, I want to ask you as well on this. Because it was the Union Home Minister who came and said that pro rata nothing will change. Tamil Nadu will not lose anything. That did trigger a lot more debate than what Mr. Stalin had said.
No, that means they have not understood Hindi or English. That's what I can say. Because I understood what Mr. Amit Shah said. It was very, very clear. And it is very clear that the pro rata means the percentage. That's what he said. So these people don't understand that one word and they understand another word. I can't help it. Those who wants to understand in a neat way, they should understand it. Those who wants to not to do politics, let them understand it. Mr. Amit Shah made it very, very clear that even by this pro rata, no seats will be lesser. That means what? The same percentage will be there. It will be applied. And that is what the assurance a Home Minister can give at this stage. Since the process is going to start, and you have to take account, Mr. Even Kiran Rijiju had on 5th October 2023 had given it, you go and see his Twitter. He had given it very nicely to Rahul Gandhi. I am asking why you people are not questioning Rahul Gandhi. Even my friend Mr. Pullarao also not talking about him. See, there is this Odisha people coming to Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Jharkhand people coming. It has got nothing to do with this. First, we have to take the census. Then only we have to sit and discuss how to do it.
And the Congress seems quite silent on this entire issue, at least at the national level. Kailash Adhikari, last 30 seconds before I wrap this up. But, you know, the kind of debate that we've seen over this delimitation exercise, one that, like I said, we don't know when that's going to happen, what the basis of it is going to be, what the framework of it is going to look like. Why are we discussing it at all? Is this a diversionary tactic for all parties involved?
Firstly, it is for the opposition to think that why are they making a mountain of a molehill. Firstly, the delimitation, the entire exercise has just been discussed at a very nascent stage. You know, the government has always tried to say, assuage the fears of anyone or any state that no one will be discriminated against or no one will be disproportionately represented. So then why are we jumping to conclusions so fast, you know, without even seeing the act, without even being it tabled in the parliament, without even any comments or suggestions coming, without even any putting pen to paper. I mean, the opposition is now jumping to conclusions that, you know, only it is for the benefit of the northern states, not for the southern states. A responsible chief minister of a state telling the people of his particular state that have more babies. I mean, what are we jumping onto?
Absolutely, which is why right at the start I said, is this more about paranoia than about anything else? But unfortunately, I'm completely out of time, so I have to leave it there. I thank you all, gentlemen, for joining us here on this edition. It's a wrap from my side. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Co-powered by
first priority of this government, of any government, first, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. Second, we agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion. Fourth, we will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace. The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air. Together with others, Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing. And today I'm announcing a new deal which allows Ukraine to use £1.6 billion of UK export finance to buy more than 5,000 air defence missiles, which will be made in Belfast, creating jobs in our brilliant defence sector. This will be vital for protecting critical infrastructure now and strengthening Ukraine in securing the peace when it comes. We are at a crossroads in history today. This is not a moment for more talk. It's time to act, time to step up and lead, and to unite around a new plan for a just and enduring peace. Nobody wanted to see what happened last Friday, but I do not accept that the US is an unreliable ally. The US has been a reliable ally to the UK for many, many decades and continues to be. Thank you all very much indeed. Thank you.
Wszyscy też są przekonani, że Europa